I'm sure he'll expedite it, even if they've got to get someone else to help drive it. Or Christensen will help, I'm sure, won't he?
Yeah. I mean, Mike Christensen has vested rights there, and I've told him, you know, the engineering, if those are issues, we need to sit down, because I don't think that's a holdup for them. I don't think we're holding them up. And I don't think the code's holding them up on their future phases. And Bradshaw has told me this isn't a huge issue for us because we're on this top tier of stuff and it mostly works for us. I think it's Mike Christensen that I've said, let's sit down with Mike and Andy and go through the engineering issues of those.
Who else do we have? Walter Morgan is still there. Is he still there or is he?
Yeah, he's still there, and there's a guy who's up on the corner we met with yesterday, and they're proceeding on theirs.
But that's about the extent of the North Village.
Well, the Hall property that,
Or the Hall.
but they've just got it marketed and
They're just trying to sell the property, they're not trying to develop.
So you only got half a dozen.
They really communicating with most of them.
What about, I heard that the Smith people sold that property that's on the west side of the highway. You heard
On the
that?
corner.
You know the Smith that came in from
The old
Bazaar? Yeah.
they had it real close. In fact, the last thing we talked to them about was a zoning verification letter, and that was one of the things that someone requested as part of their due diligence.
Well, the only reason I say that is Glenn Haven's kid or family or whoever had sheep in there. He said if it changed ownership, they asked him to get the sheep out. So that will be someone else that we'll need to work with because that's in the North Village.
Yeah, but that's well, no, it's out. It's 20 acres
Across
off.
the fence.
Oh, that's right. It is out.
It's not in the,
It's on,
that was
that's
the
right.
argument
It's
last
this
time.
far away.
It's next to it. Yeah.
That's a little closer than that.
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay.
With
Now-
barbed wire.
Yeah, with barbed wire.
Well, let's get this going and see if we can't do it, you know, at least by the first meeting in, what are we now? June?
Yeah. I'll do it again.
Doug, let me ask you a question. I'm kind of curious. Maybe Steve can. You mentioned you're meeting with these guys at least weekly, and they want you more often. What are we inputting that's that much good detail at this point?
Well, there's all kinds of steering committees.
Oh, so you're back on the Wasatch back
The
slash.
transportation thing.
And I'm only on one of the subcommittees, the recreation subcommittee. Brian Starks is on in the economic development subcommittee.
But there isn't enough detail to require that much time.
Well, they have meetings in Salt Lake with the whole thing,
Yeah.
and then they have the Wasatch Back. So every Friday, I have a Wasatch Back meeting, and then sometimes during the week in Salt Lake, I have the whole.
Well, it's actually worse than that, because there's an
Yeah.
executive committee, and there's a steering committee, and then there's a stakeholder committee, and so there's a lot of meetings. Wow.
I mean, like I said, if I wanted, I could be going 3 days a week to Salt Lake on this.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I think a big reason for that is there's so much information gathering going on right now.
Yeah.
I think once the project actually gets direction, that will diminish.
Yeah, once they arrive at what they call their preferred route,
Yeah.
then things will narrow down significantly.
Thanks.
Mike, anything else you
State
need to do?
executive, as I stated, employee and litigation.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for an employee issue and potential litigation.
Second.